I'm out on Stony Rise track, as you can see, and there's Thompson's Road there in Brisbane Ranges. Now, I was going to be doing a fairly decent walk up the river in Lerderderg, but as things panned out, it quite didn't work out that way. I found another little quarried area on the satellite that I'm going to have a look at today. This should only be, I reckon, 8 kilometres at the most. Shouldn't be too hard, but there's a little bit of scrambling to do. Right now I'm at my turn off point. Going down that way. Kind of looks like there's a track, but I know there isn't because it's pretty rough. That way you still get to Brisbane Ranges track down that really steep hill. So I'm going to wander off in this direction. This is about 800 metres in roughly, top of a hill. Probably could have gone around it, to be honest, but this is a ridge line. So I'm going to follow this little ridge line down to a certain point. Then I make a right hand turn and then follow another ridge line to a certain point. Ridge lines usually have this formation running along them. I guess it's like a razorback, really. Well, it's a ridge of rock, isn't it? So ridge line is an apt description for where I am. And there's always a lot of rocks on one, so walking down a track that there's a lot of rocks on the top of, usually on a ridge line. And as long as you keep the down bits on the left and right of you, you'll be okay. Just got to pick my way through this prickly garbage. Yeah, so it's either a very, very well used animal trail, or it's a track through here. How to find that is crazy. I'm nearly at my first marker. Here I am on top of a ridge. You can see the trail there. I don't think it'll be people. It'll be kangaroos. There's a lot of marks from tails being dragged along the ground as they slowly walk along. But yeah, what a beautiful little place. Gorgeous day. It's not going to be too hard, I don't think. Not as hard as other things I've done, so I'm just relaxing. And yeah, should be good. Hopefully we find something interesting. I don't know why I say we. I'm out here on my own. Right, you know, me and the rock. Me and the stick. Me, myself and I. Yeah, that'll do. Sometimes I wonder. You've got to be happy when you're way off track and you've got a track like this to follow. So I'm heading down that way. It's no big drama. The track actually took me straight to where I'd set my second marker. Where's that cocky? He's sitting up there, he's just since I started talking, he's decided he's going to tell everyone I'm here. So now I just got to pick my way down here somewhere. It's fairly steep, but anyway, it's not vertical, so it'll be right. And the sun's kind of in your way. See if I can shade this camera a bit. There. That's cinematography at its finest, isn't it? I'll see if I can put it behind a tree, maybe. Yeah, well, that worked. And then up the other side. But gee whiz, I don't know about the other side. It's bloody steep to me. I've just come down that hill, had a bit of a ridge on it, and we're in a saddle at the moment. But coming on through the bush, and I find all these rock piles here. So I'm wondering, oh, there's a bit of old metal over there. Oh, geez, I've got to walk back up. I reckon that was part of an old rim. Haha, check that out. Had a little bit more of a look with that wheel. Took a photo of there was some stampings on it. I'm not sure what it said. It was pretty hard to make out. It's been there for a long time. But yeah, look at this, some roads. Oh, that's why you wear gaiters sometimes, geez. Nothing below that I can see. There is that other road just up above there. So here's a tree that's fallen a long time ago. It's actually got branches growing out of it in the middle. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, look. Here's a nice little view. There's nothing down there. There's a little gully. No roads that way. Yeah, look at all this. I don't think I'll attempt climbing over that. It's a little bit too slippery going up there. But there's animal tracks going up that way. But I will. I'm going to walk back up the tree, but I'm going to head up there. I crawled up that. No big deal. It's only wasn't that far, and it's pretty solid. A few animals have been going up it. And we're at the top. Wow. That's all I can say. So there's a rock pile that they threw down there. Goes all the way to the bottom. There's a massive gouge just through there that I'm just about to go and have a look at. But I wanted to show you this little spot. Probably one of the best views in the park, to be honest. can see some cliffs, cockies. How many can I see? Dear me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 in that direction there that I can see. So here I am standing on a rock in the middle of the, I guess you call it, waste rock pile, and check out this view. Oh, you never get sick of seeing it. You turn a corner, there's one, you got to stop and have a look. You turn another corner, there's another one. I came from that hill up there. Oh yeah, it was alright, it wasn't too hard. And I got a return on spike track, which I reckon is on that ridge line that you can see just there. And what we got here, I'm standing on this rock in the middle of it. I'll get off it and get my way up. Yeah, have a look at this thing. They ripped the side out of the mountain. You know, I know it says it's a slate and decorative rock quarry area, but why would they leave all the slate and the rock behind? Almost looks like that's not what they were looking for. As I said in one of my other videos, you know, the pile, the waste rock pile down the bottom there, looks more like they were, you know, they find maybe a quartz vein and shoot in after it and see what was there. And while they were doing it, they might take a little bit of rock out, but all of that formation. That's very much like the other one on the other side of the park that I went to have a look at on the video, where I was wondering if it was a quarry or a mine. I'm going to be a bit careful because of a few massive slabs hanging off up there. Yeah, very similar with pretty much the same sort of vein running alongside it as well. Here's another bit of metal. Oh, that might have been a makeshift digging tool, I reckon. Oh, that's 2 good finds in a day. How good's that? That's magnificent. Leave that right there. That's definitely what it was. So yeah, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on what they were doing. Yeah, they probably would have been quarrying for rock, but why leave all the rock here? How it is, you know, it's just, they've just dug it out and thrown it. So, don't know. I might just wander up there a little bit, but I don't want to go too far. What's this here? Ah, there's some rock with quartz on it. Right in this little area. Haven't seen any other quartz like I saw in the last spot. There's no veins running through of quartz, although there might be, but it's dirty. Anyway, I'll check that bit out a little bit. Even though the rocks up there are pretty big, they're pretty unstable too. So, you know, they might have fallen out since they mined it. Who knows? There's one up there. I'll take a photo of it and put it in, but it looks like it's going to drop. It looks like it's slabbed away from the side, and there's just a few blocks under it holding it up. If that was to come down, geez, I'll tell you what, I'd be out of here. There's a road that we walked into that gouge on. Here's the road I walked out, and there's another one up here. So I'm gonna have a look. Right at the top. Right at the top, or nearly anyway. There's the slab just there that's ready to drop. I wouldn't be surprised in a few years that's not there anymore. Be interesting to see what damage it ends up doing. Oh well, that's that. Now my next miraculous feat will be heading up there somewhere, because that's where the tracks are. Well, I'm now on the top. It was just steep and rocky through here, so the gouge is straight down that way. There is a road on the other side. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm just going to get me bearings and find out which way I have to go. Kind of looks like a bit of a saddle there. Yeah, I'm at the top of that hill that I looked at before and said, oh geez, that's a bit steep. So I'm right up the top of it now. So it's time for me to have something to eat. Wouldn't you know it, I forgot my lighter. Typical. I got my little BRS stove, and I brought out me, I always bring my knife with me, and my knife just happens to have a flint steel, one of these things. So I just got it going then, and I lit it with the sparks off of that. Yeah, well that worked. And the old Bunnings butane, $4.50 for that. If you go for one of the big name brands that do the camping stuff, you're looking at about $17. So I'm just going to boil that water, see how long it takes. The little BRS, it's going all right, but I don't think it's putting out as much heat as the big heavy one that I had. I'll see how long it takes to boil, and yeah, then I'll have some noodles, maybe a coffee, and then keep going. Ferro rod is the name. I forgot what it was called. Well, there it is there, and that's the knife. They're Woolora. Pretty cheap, but they're good. They're a bloody sharp thing. Yeah, I'll bring it everywhere out here. You never know when you might need it. The ferro rod doesn't actually fit in that little pouch. I had to make a little hole in the bottom so that it went in, and I put an extra long string onto the little striker. But you can use the back of the knife if you want. It does take a couple of gouges out, and you can see where I've mucked around with it. Yeah, takes a couple of gouges out of the knife, but yeah, all in all, pretty good little setup. That's breakfast. They are a ripper. Throw all the pouches in and away you go. Yeah, love those. That's going to be a good brekkie. What else have I got in here? Oh, I've got toilet paper, milk, powdered milk. I've got me chews. Got some Robert Tim's instant coffee, or in a bag. What else? Hot chocolate, mint flavoured. Got me hydrolyte tablets so I can put in me water. I've got another energy gel and another milk. I don't know why I got two milks, and a couple of packets of sugar in there. That's for me day hike. The energy chews were in there because I thought I was going to Lerderderg and going to smash that today, but I don't really need them for here because it's not that hard. But all my water's boiling and time to put me brekkie together. There's a stove with a little BRS on it. Worked the treat. That's a really good little combo. I fit it all into the cup when it's finished. Put it in a towel, put it in a cup, and goes back in the pack, which I'll show you when I'm done. So here's my little stove set up. So, well, some people call it a cooking system. I just call it a bunch of crap. I'll put that in. That's the canister feet. Then I will put my towel over the top, which this towel is just a one of those cheap polishing towels you get for your car. Next thing I do is I put my little stove right there, and see the little bowl on the bottom of the canister. All you do is put it on the top and push it down, and then you wrap your towel over the top like that, and put it all back into the mesh bag. Chuck it in the bottom of your pack, and there you go. And that's what it looks like when it's ready to go back in the pack. Nice and compact, everything in it. Sitting right there, that's where I had my little stove, and I sat on the rock there. Nothing left. Didn't even know I was around. Anyway, back I go, back on the trail. Down this way, I reckon. That was rather enjoyable, to be honest. I haven't stopped and kind of smelt the roses for a long time. Just relaxed. Now this road that I found goes around to where I found that old wheel. Goes back down there. And so I was hoping I'd find this road so I could walk out nice and easy. Got some old workings over there. I reckon I got to the edge of them in the last video, maybe. I came out of this track up here a little bit further and walked down and had a look. But yeah, this kind of skirts around the ridge, then goes up onto the ridge and goes down the Brisbane Ranges track. So that's the road I just come down. Very overgrown, to say the least. Well, you can get around it a bit up there. There's a bit of a flat area the kangaroos are loving. So, got a barrel down there, barrel in the ground just there, and a heap of bricks and rubble here with some concrete mixed in. Looks like an old bumper bar. Possibly. That's what it looks like. I saw this track from up there when I was coming through, and that's where I've just come from. And without even knowing it, this track goes here and down there and around the corner. This is Brisbane Ranges track. There's Spike track and Brisbane track. Obviously Brisbane north and south, and Spike goes west. So I'm going to be heading up that way. See what we can find. I think there's wraps its way around the hill. Instead of going straight up it starts easily and then gets harder because we still have to get up to where we started. Well, I think it's about 400 metres up there. Oh, doing a slow crawl up Spike track. What do I come across? It's like a caved in shaft. So, yeah, interesting. Well, they have the cutouts for the water to run down, but this is totally different. Totally different. Who knows what might be up here. It's a bit of a relentless hill, Just keeps going up. And up. It's definitely along a ridge line and I guess a spur, because yeah, the amount of rock that's here. There's another dig there. Another one there. Yeah, it's beside the road, but there's a lot of quartz on here, which has stopped now. Where was it? Most of the quartz were down below that first spot that they dug in. I reckon there might be diggings all over the shop. Perhaps. You never know. There's no quartz here now. It was all below that caved in shaft. I made it to a little flat area. You can see these grass trees through there. Their proboscis is blooming. There's one over here. It looks like a little bit of a turnaround. I haven't seen any more digs anywhere. And the track goes, holy shit. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Have a look at that. Oh, goodness me. Just when I thought I was getting somewhere. I guess that's the highest point up there. Oh well. Them's the brakes. Oh, I made it pretty much in one go. That was a ripper. Oh. Whew. I started at 300 and I think it was 360. I'll have a look in a minute and see what the elevation is now. I think now it just goes up and down till I get back to the main road. Whew. Yeah, I went from 360 to 422. So it only went up 60 metres, but it's fairly steep. Yeah, so this is spike track. I've got a couple of more Ks before I get out to turn on to Thompson and then back to the car. So yeah, that was a really good little explore. Quarries and roads and like a little mattock on the side of the rocks there. The old part to a rim, a few barrels, a bit of tiling, which, you know, truth be known, it was probably rubbish they brought in from the tip just to dump there to make the road over the gully. But yeah, it's still interesting to have a look at. So all up, this will end up being around 8 Ks. Pretty easy walk. And this hill on this spike track, if you're going to be training to go up and down hills, this is the one to do it on. The first little area's nice, gives you a good feel of how to get up a hill efficiently. And the second one's short but a lot steeper, and that's not bad either. So I'm just going to turn this off, and unless I see something flash, I'll say goodbye. So thanks for joining me on another one. Hopefully you found it a little bit interesting. Anyway, I'll see you on the next one. Be safe.